Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where I was hoping that these repairs would be a little bit faster than this. Unfortunately they are not, and I'm not willing to deploy without the Salamander and Magcat Mark II, so let's go ahead and tick on forward here for a little bit. Okay, apparently we are friendly with the Free Rasselhug Republic. Great. Well, we don't really care too much about that. Kodiak is now back. We're going to wait until our repairs are done, though, before we do any training, because we do have a pilot still in the simulator. So we may as well tick forward as long as possible here. So the Salamander and Magcat Mark II are done. Excellent. And here's the financial report. All according to plan. Well, all according to what we expected, I suppose. The plan was to deploy yet another time this month, but alas, that did not happen. So we will tick forward a couple more days here. It's not going to be very many. There we go. The longbow is now complete. Let's double check the mech bay. I don't think we took any real internal damage. I mean, we took internal damage. Nothing got crit, though. So yeah, we look to be just fine here. Let's hop into the barracks and see what we've got. Bullfrog needs a point of gunnery. Fantastic. And next, let's see here. It was Kodiak.
Orders.
Kodiak is good to go. Good. So we'll hop into the command center then, and let's see where we might want to deploy. Hopefully this time we'll be able to deploy 2 times this month. That would be awfully nice. I mean, if we really wanted to do that, we could go for a simpler mission. What's the op for down here? That's an attack and defend. Target acquisition. And a target acquisition? Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. A Cretan logistical base, huh? In the Badlands? Okay. I mean, these logistical bases can be pretty tough. And I don't think we're in the market for taking that kind of damage right now. An urban battle with this kind of compensation on 9 Skull. That's a lot of compensation. It's a free priority salvage, so we get almost 3 million sea bills out of this. That's insane. We'll lose our opinion with the Free Rasselhug Republic, but that's okay. We'll boost up our Draconis Combine opinion. Okay, what do we need here? Anything? No, that all looks good. Okay, so 9 Skull, we are expecting quite a number of enemies here with this kind of compensation. Darius thinks it's going to be difficult. He's probably wrong. Well, he might not be. It might be difficult. We'll have to see. The reason I say that, of course, is because of that compensation. That is so much compensation on the cash side. It's pretty low on the salvage side, so it's not really middle of the road. It's a little above average. I'm expecting 2 enemy lances and possibly a reinforcement lance here. That's what I'm expecting. Are we expecting airstrikes? Likely. We should expect airstrikes. So that is likely something that will happen. Airstrikes have been less of a big deal now that we're a little more used to them, though. So that's absolutely fine. And let's see what our briefing is here. We know that we're against the Free Rasselhug Republic, so that should be no problem. We need to destroy the invading lance. We've detected an inbound dropship belonging to Free Rasselhug Republic. Our local defense forces in the expected drop area are ill-equipped to handle a lance of mechs, but with your aid, we can ensure that the raid does minimal damage. We'd like you to intercept the Rasselhagian lance and destroy us. Destroy it. There's no S there. Is? That's not even a word. Okay. Commander Rasselhug wouldn't send a dropship if they didn't mean business. So if we take this job, we should stay alert down there. Indeed we should. This is an urban environment, I believe, which is why we're probably seeing a little bit longer of load time. It's definitely the most stressful environment in terms of, like, hardware demands, draw calls.
Reactor online. Sensors
For sure.
online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Let's go. Fantastic.
Command interface initiated.
Okay, so. Fascinating. So we can already see there's 3 markers here. We expected 2 enemy lances and possibly a reinforcement lance. It looks like that's what we've got.
I don't
Yes.
see any civilian population.
Okay, so they're up over here. We can drop in this cover here. And this is also kind of out of LOS. Kind of. So we'll go ahead and do that for the moment. Okay. What do we got here? Well, we need to wait for them to update the sensors. So let's see what they've got. I think they're moving out of combat this round, and then it'll go to round 3. That seems to be the way it wants to go. So that might take a moment. But we know they have 3 lances, so we know we're outnumbered at this time. But that shouldn't be a huge deal. Okay. So, they have a Phase 23 mover. Hello. They have a Mjolnir over here, an Atlas over here as well, a Samsonov, a Seraph, they've got a Warhammer 2C, a Wolverine, a Kodiak, a Madcap Mark II, a Zeus, and another Samsonov Atlas. They've got a few more that we perhaps don't see. Laser AMS doing some serious work there. I like it. Interesting.
I don't like how this is going.
Why don't you like how this is going? You didn't take a hit. So, we know that this guy's running a UAC-20, and it just took down this building.
What are your
That's not necessarily a bad thing, though, because we can now move forward with our Salamander here.
Copy that, Commander.
We're going to need to Warlord. This is out of our vision range. But we can fire our MRMs in AX mode on this guy. We would lose out on less than half of our hit percent. So this is worthwhile. We're going to get a big armor strip on this Seraph. Okay. There's a Kodiak back there. Moderate damage coming in from rotary autocannons.
I'm losing armor bad.
And they also stray-shot it back here a bit. We also know that the Mjolnir and the Atlas over here are going to try to flank us from this angle. We should prepare for that. Here they come. Very, very minor damage there. Cool.
Barely hit, Commander. I'm showing minor damage.
Okay, phase 15. What do they got? I mean, we know they outnumber us. The Madcap Mark II jumps. Shoots down this building as well. Okay. Well, that's some of our cover gone. And that's that Atlas Samsonov. It is out of LOS at the moment. Fine for now. Okay.
What's up, boss?
Our Madcap Mark II is going to position over here.
Aye, aye.
We're going to check our hit odds. The Mjolnir is not great. The Seraph is much better. So we'll go ahead and Warlord, and we'll strip additional armor off of this Seraph. This should be clear LOS.
Targeting for Alpha Strike.
Thing's got AMS, but it's not doing a very good job of AMSing. So that's interesting. Zeus moves up. Fires at the Salamander, doesn't get much done there.
Nice try.
I like it.
I hear ya.
Our Mauler will position up here.
On my way.
Firing on this guy, the Seraph, is almost certainly going to be our best hit odds. Yeah, this is fine. tremendous amounts of damage to that Seraph there.
When I shoot you, you'll take it and like it.
He's not knocked down, but he is close. Has to be close. We also took out this arm. I like it.
Ready.
Okay, the Fafnir is going to sprint over here.
On my
I
way.
don't really love the option to fire on the Mjolnir here. I think we're not going to fire the UAC-20s. We're going to pot shot the rest.
Taking the shot.
Only a little bit of damage there. I'm not shocked about that. Warhammer 2C closing in here, but they have a lot of units that currently are not capable of firing. We're going to move our longbow over here. The longbow is going for the kill on the Seraph. So that should be... I was expecting slightly better hit odds than this. Fair enough. It's okay.
Scored.
Okay, so that's a knockdown on that Seraph. Excellent. That did quite a lot to him, actually. He's lost his torso. And the Annihilator is going to step up to this position.
Confirmed.
Do we go for the kill on the Seraph or the armor strip on the Mjolnir? That's a good question. Hit odds are pretty low on that Mjolnir. Wait a second. He did actually die. Okay, cool. So we have to go for the Mjolnir then. We're going to fire cluster rounds, obviously, and we're going to Warlord.
Will go.
Decent hits onto the Mjolnir there. The Atlas moves up. Fully expected. Okay, it's running some form of
Damage
AoE
minimal.
Damage looks light, Commander.
PPCs here. Yeah, Donals. That's fine. No problem there.
Commander,
Now, who do we have the Bull Shark fire on? Well, first off, I'm going to move it out of this fire.
roger that.
There we go. And this is a cluster of units up here that I think we should probably go for. Yeah, that's the best cluster for sure. We hit this Kodiak. I'm even going to Warlord it. And that should be a lot of armor damage. Oh, yeah. That was very effective. Fantastic. Next up is going to be our
Yes,
Boar's Head,
Commander.
which is pretty much going to stay put. We're going to Warlord that, and we're also going to fire into this Kodiak with high explosive ammo.
Locking in target.
Excellent. That Kodiak is at like half armor right now. Cool. So we've eliminated one enemy. This Wolverine and this Warhammer are quite low on armor, and I don't really have an explanation for that. Did they start like that? Or were they somehow in range of this explosion here? Surely they weren't. Well, maybe. The Zeus was also hit. Maybe this was way more explosive than I thought it was in terms of range.
Orders.
I don't know. Regardless, we're going to take the Salamander over this way. This is still within cover. Shockingly. Isn't it? No, it's not. I thought it was, but it's not. So we're going to Vigilance. And we could fire on the Mjolnir or the Atlas or the Madcat Mark II. Now, the Madcat Mark II, we can only fire the LRM. That's not worth firing on. The Atlas is going to be 28% hit odds. And the Mjolnir is going to be 33. So the Mjolnir is the far better option. We'll fire the tag first on the off chance that it hits. Like I said, it was an off chance. Okay, so let's see what they do here. Phase 18 should be interesting. That Kodiak doesn't have... Well, when does that Kodiak move, actually? This is, I believe, the Madcat Mark II. Our AMS doing quite a lot there.
Damage is minor, Commander.
Excellent.
Systems holding.
Minor damage, Commander. Nothing to see here.
I think that was actually the stealth mech.
Light damage. Holding firm.
Okay, the Kodiak moves now. I think it's going to shut down from that. It was already running super hot. No, it did not shut down, but it did overheat still. Okay. The Madcap Mark II moves up, fires on that salamander. Through armor destroys a double heat sink. That's unlucky, but it's okay. Could be worse. The Mauler is going to step forward to here, where we have hit odds on a lot of enemies, actually. 23.8 on the Mjolnir. That's not great. On the Atlas, we've got 6.2. That's worse. On the Zeus up here, we've got 23.8. On the Kodiak, 8.1. On the Madcap Mark II, 18.8. Okay. The Mjolnir is slightly better than the Zeus because of range, but we're going to fire on the Zeus because I don't want to stray shot our salamander. We did manage to hit the Zeus there with one of those. Not bad. Okay, phase 15. They have 4 movers here. They've already moved the majority of their threatening mechs, though. So the Mjolnir moves in. Goes for the salamander, gets a structure exposure there. That's unfortunate, actually. They hit this area very repeatedly. This guy going for the Mauler. That's fine.
Wow, that was bad.
Okay. Now, if we lose this torso, that would hurt quite a bit. The Atlas moves up. It's probably going to also go for the salamander. It does. Okay.
I'm losing armor left and right.
So that's not great. No doubt about it. The Warhammer 2C moves up. Doesn't fire. It's our move now. The Fafnir is going to sprint up over here.
Let's move.
The Fafnir is much better in short-range engagements, so we can fire on the Grasshopper or the Atlas. We are better off firing on the Grasshopper. We will go ahead and Warlord. We'll fire our UAC-20s here. We missed all of those. Yeah, that didn't go very well, but it's fine. Now the Longbow is much better off firing long range. We have very good hit odds on the Grasshopper. Very low hit odds on the Kodiak. Okay, so the Grasshopper is going to be the target here. And we could easily see a kill here. We'll see if it happens.
On it.
We did. Okay, cool.
Hostile removed.
Okay, so next up is our Madcap Mark II, which is going to advance over here.
No problem.
We're looking for armor strip probably on this Atlas, unless the Zeus is for some reason way higher hit odds, which it isn't. Okay, fully expected there. Let's go ahead and hit the Atlas.
Giving them everything I've got.
Good armor reduction there.
Commander,
Next up is our Annihilator, which will continue to advance over this way.
moving out.
And we're almost certainly going to continue to hit the Atlas here. 33, 19... 6.9, yep. Atlas it is. Okay. Cluster rounds are still our most ideal. Okay, the Atlas is now unsteady. They have a phase 12 mover, and that is this Atlas here. It drops off our sensors.
Standing by.
Our Boar's Head is going to continue to drop artillery on this Kodiak. Hit odds are extraordinarily low. Into electrical field, no visuals, ECM jamming, weapon accuracy. Okay. Luckily, we don't need to hit super close. This is artillery, after all.
Yes, Commander.
The Bull Shark is going to hop out of the fire here.
Move order confirmed.
And we're going to continue to hit this Kodiak.
Roger that.
Not the finest long tom shot I've ever seen, but it'll do. Okay, next round.
Confirmed.
Our first mover is the Salamander. And that's good. We need to protect at this point... Wait a second. Oh, right. We have the Infected Myomer bundle. Well, that helps, I guess. We need to move up over this way.
I got you.
We are going to Vigilance the Salamander. And we're going to fire on this Atlas. This is a big armor strip into its weakened side arc. Last rounds of AX. Structure exposure and AC-20 ammo explosion and a knockdown means that this Atlas is extraordinarily close to being dead. The question is, how close? Very is the answer. Okay, there's a Fafnir here, we know. And an Atlas up over here. So that'll be fine. They're firing on our Salamander here. Not getting too much done there. So that's fine for the moment. The Kodiak moves up. Shoots at the Annihilator. Unfortunately, it takes down this building, which we're relying on keeping our Salamander safe with. So that's not great. The longbow can go for the kill on the Atlas. And I think that's probably our best bet here. Something like this.
Attacking from position.
That was a lot of damage into armor there. Pretty much all of it hit CT, which was what we called for, but wasn't actually what I was looking for. Now, I don't want to fire the Gauss across this, so we're going to fire the Gauss out at somebody out over here. Perhaps the Kodiak, perhaps the Mad Cat, 14.2%. Okay, the best hit odds are the Zeus. They're not great. Okay. Phase 15. Let's see what they do. The Mad Cat Mark II moves up, goes for the Salamander, as expected. Luckily, it misses. So that's good.
Receiving you.
Next up is our Fafnir, which is going to sprint over to here, I think. The Fafnir is looking to finish off the Atlas. We're going to fire this autocannon in X1 mode. And that's a kill. Beautiful. So the Atlas is out of here.
Target neutralized.
Next up is our Annihilator, but we don't get to move that yet. Their Zeus moves first. It goes for the Mauler. I like it. They completely missed. That is great.
Waiting for orders.
Our Mad Cat Mark II is going to sprint up. I would like to get it up in front of this guy. We're actually going to move the Annihilator first,
Standing by.
because we need to get in front of the Salamander.
Here we go.
Okay. So the Annihilator is in front of the Salamander. We're going to fire on... looks like the Mad Cat Mark II. Hit odds are slightly higher on the Zeus, but we can stray shot over this way. So we're going to fire on the Mad Cat Mark II, I think. Well, the Zeus armor strip is actually better. Quite a bit better. We should fire on the Zeus here.
Engaging target.
Okay, so we took down the building that was next to him. These flankers are, of course, eliminated. These are not. They're still moving forward, though. No problem here. So that's a pretty baby that we didn't previously know about. But that's fine.
Ready for orders.
The Mad Cat Mark II is going to move on up over this way. I would like to sprint forward, actually, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Once again, the hit odds are certainly going to be best on the Zeus, except that we can't actually see the Zeus from here. What's the hit odds on the pretty baby? 18%? Yeah, I think we go for the Kodiak here. Yes, definitely the Kodiak. Reasonable hits there. Base 15 is the Fafnir. That's got to be the Fafnir. The Annihilator's armor's holding,
Losing armor.
so that's fine for now. We don't exactly know where the Fafnir is. Last we knew it was here. We'll get an update on its position when we move the... not the
here.
Boar's Head. The other artillery mech that I'm forgetting the name of. The Bull Shark. That's the one. So we'll get an update on that, and we're going to fire on the Magcat Mark II. I'm not going to bother firing the LRM. There's no point here.
Locking in target.
Mediocre shots there, but it's okay. So that Atlas moves up. Also goes for the Annihilator, but full-on misses. I like it. Okay. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we'll wrap this one up. We almost have one Lance defeated, and we've got substantial amounts of damage to many of their mechs. So this shouldn't be too bad, as long as we can keep the Salamander under control. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.